shame how many lies we have been fed in this country. Coming out of school, when you're coming out of high school, the whole time you have been trained to believe that going to college is your only option. There's nobody telling you in the public school system that you can get a trade or you can start a business. That type of education is not being taught to the children today. And the reason that is because public school is not to educate to make you an independent thinker. It's to train you to fit into the system.
Good evening and welcome to the Club 100 radio show. My name is Ed Wes Stiger, and I am your host. You just heard a hot opinion from a particular individual regarding the college education system. And tonight that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the college loan system, and we're asking the question, the direct question, is the college loan system a scam? Now, we're not in any way minimizing the importance of an education, or we're not discouraging young people from seeking a college education, but we're looking at the system as it is currently comprised and the way that it is offered and sold to students and packaged, I should say, and sold to students. Is it to a student's advantage, whether it's the student or the parents? Is it to their advantage to actually get involved in the student loan system? And we're going to discuss that tonight. And again, I am your host, Ed Wes Stiger, and this is the Club 100 show. I am the managing director of Stiger Youth Development and Texas Superstar Youth Sports Group. And our mission as a nonprofit 501c3 is to help develop young people so that they can reach their full potential. And, of course, one of the most important parts of that equation is education. And so that's one of the things that we certainly want to encourage young people is to get an education. But at the same time, the question is raging. Is the education that young people are getting, is it actually, or does it have the value for what they end up paying? Now, tonight, we're going to take a look at some of the statistics regarding student loans. How are people who have taken out student loans, how are they faring when it comes time to pay back those particular student loans? I think you'll find the information quite interesting. This past weekend, April the 18th, we took part in a career fair that was held in Cedar Hill, Texas. And there was a Cedar Hill action team. I want to say hello to Clara McGinnis, hello to Altha Moore, and also Ramona Ross Bacon, who is running for school board place 7 in Cedar Hill, and Ken Frazier, Mr. Ken Frazier, a member of the All Pro Dads, which is another group out in Cedar Hill that does great work. Say hello to Ken Frazier as well. He's running for place 7 there in Cedar Hill for the school board, and we commend and we salute all those who use their own resources and time to get involved to become public servants. I think we need more of us to throw our hat in the ring, as it were, and to become public servants. But again, their mission is to make sure that young people are choosing careers, getting educated, so that, again, they can have a determining factor in how their future plays out. And that's what we want to do. We want to empower young people. But the question is, and this is the question that goes begging, is it empowering for a young person to spend 4 years at an institution and then come out with $50,000 worth of student loan debt? That is the question that we want to take on today. Give us a call here if you're listening. We're at 214-494-9064. And also the information that we're discussing tonight, we posted that information on our Facebook page, and that is Club 100 on Facebook. Please go out there and like our page on on Facebook, Club 100. And you can see the information that we posted regarding student loans and some alternatives to taking out student loans. And, again, the question arises, will a student be better to go to a vocational school or to a, quote, 4-year college and accumulate the massive amount of debt that many students are saddled with as they prepare to, go into their lives or start their lives as young adults? So these are questions that we're gonna answer and we're gonna tackle head on tonight, and we hope that you'll join. You can make comments out there on our Facebook page, Club 100. There on Facebook, or you can go to the 100 Radio Live page as well and make comments there regarding the topic tonight. I am your host. I am Ed Wes Stiger, and again the director of Stiger Youth Development Group and the Texas Superstar Youth Sports Group. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to jump headfirst into this discussion regarding what's the best course of action for one to take. Is it to should one saddle themselves with massive debt that many students find themselves being involved with, or is there an alternative to that? And we plan to discuss that when we come back. Again, Ed Wes Stiger here. This is the Club 100 Radio Show. Hope that you'll get involved. Hope that you'll join us tonight. We'll be right back.
And there are consequences that come with fitting into the system, because it's such a satanic system. So you've been trained to think that you can either go to college or work at McDonald's. There's no other options. All you hear is college, go to 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 college, and you'll be nothing. It's almost fear money. It really is. So you come out of high school, whether you're a straight A student or you barely got a degree, both of them have the same mindset: go to college. Now, one may go to a prestige college and get a scholarship, and the other ones, which is majority of people, because only a small percentage of people actually qualify for scholarships. But yet, the number of people going to college versus those who have scholarships, it doesn't even compare. It doesn't even compare. The majority of people going to college do not have a scholarship, especially a full ride. There may be little scholarships here and there that some may get. Majority don't get any. But a full ride, there's very, very, very few people getting that. So you got to.
Wow, that's powerful information. I want to welcome you back to the Club 100 show. I am your host. I am Ed Wes Stiger, and we're here tonight talking about college loans, talking about the college loan system. Is it actually a scam? Now, the individual that you heard talking there is someone who has had an experience with the college loan system as it's currently comprised. And the way things are set up, and as he said, there are very few people that are on scholarship. Now, if you are a top shelf, top flight academic prodigy, perhaps you're getting some scholarship, partial scholarships or some type of help. Or if you're a top athlete, big time football player or a top D1 level basketball recruit. And even then, even if you're getting athletic scholarships, those are not guaranteed whatsoever. So there's a lot of pressure on scholarship athletes to keep that scholarship. And there's numerous stories, endless stories of athletes who get who lose their scholarship for various reasons, because these coaches, that's how they keep their job. They have to win. They have to satisfy the alumni of the particular universities. But our point, this is the point that we're trying to make tonight, is that when you look at the system, the way it's currently comprised, and again, we have posted this information on our page over at Club 100, the group, and you can go over and take a look at the information. I mean, it's pretty stark, shocking information in some ways when you take a look and you find out that 33%, that's right, 33% of all students who have student loans are delinquent on the repayment of those loans. And a lot of people are calling it the college debt bubble. And the same as we had the real estate or the home market bubble, where they were just handing out home loans to anyone that could walk in and sign for it. Now, they didn't necessarily tell you what you were signing. They didn't make you aware that that was an adjustable rate on that particular loan, and that you were about to sign a document that would take your mortgage from one amount to a totally different amount. Once it did make that adjustment and it reset. And in many ways, the student loan system is the same way. Because once the federal government got involved with student loans and started to guarantee those loans, well, then that gives the educational institutions the ability to basically charge whatever they want, charge whatever they like, because they know that those loans are guaranteed by the good faith and credit of the U.S. government. And, of course, whether you realize it or not, the U.S. government is in effect the U.S. taxpayer. Now, even though the elected officials, they don't consult us individually about how we'd like to spend the tax money that we pay in, but we, the American taxpayer, are on the hook for the guarantees that the government is currently making. Whether it was the home loans or whether it's the student loans in this case, same thing. The taxpayer is on the hook for those guarantees. And a lot of people are very disillusioned with the system as it's currently constructed. And I think some of the results of that is the fact that you have 33%, that's 1/3 of all the students who have loans are now in default. So there's something that is horribly, horribly wrong with the current system. So if you'll go over to our page on Facebook, Club 100, you can take a look at the article, and I'll just read you an excerpt from the article. It says about 1/3 of borrowers with federal student loans owed by the U.S. Department of Education are late on their payments, according to a new federal data. The figures released by the Education Department on Thursday are the first comprehensive look at the delinquency plague, or at the delinquency plaguing those who hold federal student loans. By the new metric, which the department has never used before, roughly 33% of borrowers are now 5 days late on one or more of their student loans as of December 31st. So what we have here, it says basically that there are currently 41 million Americans who collectively have about 1.1 trillion. Now, I didn't say million, I didn't say billion, $1 trillion in loans that are currently outstanding. 41 million Americans who collectively have $1.1 trillion in loan. Now, not to mention that our current federal deficit, the U.S. government has a federal deficit currently ranging around approaching $18 trillion is what our current federal debt is. And so you have a situation here, as the article continues, this means that about 13.5 million Americans are currently delinquent on roughly $350 billion in student loan debt. And so many are predicting that these numbers are just going to simply grow. You know, they're just going to grow because a lot of the current graduates who are coming out of college are not finding the type of employment that can allow them to pay back the massive amount of debt that they currently have. And so that's where the problem starts to escalate and starts to become really critical for a lot of the students out here. What we're going to do when we come back, we're going to talk about what may be some of the alternatives. Is it critical, or is that your only choice? As some people, that's your only choice, is to go to a 4-year college, rack up massive debt, come out with basically the equivalent of a home mortgage. Is that the only option that you have? Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the alternatives to that particular scenario. And again, I am your host. I am Ed Wes Stiger. This is the Club 100 radio show. And we're talking about the student loan system today. Again, we're not trying to discourage people from going to college or seeking a college education. To the contrary, we're trying to help people determine what's the best choice, what's the smartest choice, what should you do, or what decision should you make when it comes time to educate yourself or your child, which will have a tremendous effect on their future. Again, 100radiolive.com. We're giving 100%. We're keeping it 100. We'll be right back. I am Ed Wes Stiger. This is the Club 100 radio show.
And they will approve anybody for a student loan. I mean, anybody that went to college can tell you that. Anybody can get approved for a student loan. And I'll make that statement because I'll tell you something in a minute. But you go to college, you get approved for these student loans, sign off, you can even take out more money than you need. Tuition, books, and everything that you need to survive during that college semester or year, however they do it. You can take out more money than what it actually costs. They'll tell you, this is what your tuition costs, this is how much you can take out. What do you want to do? Now you're telling this to an 18, 19, 17, sometimes a 17-year-old child that don't know nothing because the school they just came out of didn't teach them how to manage money. They didn't teach them the true value of knowing and having the knowledge of how debt works. You don't know that coming out of high school. Hell, you don't know that in college. That's why you're getting all that debt. Because if you knew it, you wouldn't take those loans out. But anyway, so what do you think they're going to do? You think they just going to take the amount out for your tuition? Or do you think they're going to take that little extra to put a little money in their pocket too? What do you think they're going to do? I mean, pretty much free money is the way they make it seem. You know, they sell it to you that way. Like it's free money. But it's not.
Wow, more powerful opinions there regarding the current student loan system. I am Ed Wes Stiger, your host here. This is the Club 100 radio show. We want to welcome you. This is 100radiolive.com. And we're happy to be here tonight to discuss the student loan system, which many people feel is a complete and total scam, simply due to the fact that the value of the education that you're getting, is it really worth the amount that you're actually paying for it? And that's where the issues start for many young people as they start to make their way in life. They come out of a 4-year institution with what amounts to a mortgage when it comes time to pay back student loans. And if you do the research, you'll find that there's very few students that are actually on a full scholarship. And that's why so many people are celebrate the athletes who get full rides to D1 institutions or full rides to pay for their educations because, quite frankly, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. Most people are signing up for loans, or they're getting partial scholarships, which are stipends, small amounts. And so Again, the purpose of our show tonight is not to discourage people from actually attending college or educating themselves. No, to the contrary. We understand that the importance of a education, how critical it can be to one's future. However, it's also critical to make proper decisions when it comes to signing your name on the dotted line and putting yourself into debt that is, for the most part, I'm about to say a word that I can't say, so let me start over. You're about to sign up for debts that you have no way to get rid of other than to pay them off. And so for many people, it's become quite a burden. And that's why, as we talked before we went to the break, we talked about the fact that 33% of current student loan holders are in default on their student loans. I mean, that should tell you something right there. Because what's happening is that people are signing up for the loans, going off, spending 4 years, doing whatever people do in college today, and then they come out and there isn't quite the robust job market that they anticipated that there would be. Are there jobs out there? Yeah, there are. There's jobs out there. However, oftentimes these jobs are not paying the amount of funding needed so that they can keep up with the actual student loan debt that they have. I think the numbers are something to this effect. A 4-year college graduate, the average starting pay is like $46,000. However, for a high school graduate, the average starting pay is somewhere in the area of $30,000. So there's like a $16,000 difference in that. But when you start thinking about the high school person who doesn't have a massive amount of debt, that $30,000 goes a lot further than for the college student who's got, he's starting out with more money, but look at the debt that particular student is saddled with. So a lot of people are starting to wake up and starting to say, what's going on here? Is this the only alternative that I have? Because, college is sold to students as their only hope. That's your only hope. You're either going to go to college for 4 years, or you're going to be a bum in the streets, working at McDonald's, homeless, with no hope in life. And again, that's what's being pushed on a lot of students. And so they're not even thinking about the consequences of the loans that they're signing up for. Because in their mind, this is the only option. This is the right thing to do. I've got to do this. If I don't do this, I'm negligent, and so forth and so on. And so this is what's being sold to a lot of students. But there are some alternatives. Many are finding that vocational schools, which actually train you to do something specific, actually give you a specific technical expertise for a fraction of the cost of a college education, may in the long run turn out to be a better option. Now, one of the things, and again, we post it over on Club 100, the page, because it's a tremendous amount of information, so I don't have a chance to cover it, or I don't have time to cover all of it, but we post it over on Club 100, our page. We hope you'll go over there and look. Many students are settling for, I won't say settling for, they're choosing to get certifications. So there's a list of different certifications that a student can get, which will make them employable without having the massive amount of debt that you see many college students with. Now, one of the hot certifications is data analyst, or what you would call, in one particular case, Oracle. It's called Oracle Business Intelligence. In other words, you're handling data for major corporations because, as you know, major corporations love data. They love information. I mean, whether you go into the drugstore or whatever the case, they want your phone number, they want your email address, they want the name of your first child. It goes on and on and on. And the corporations are raw data monsters. They love data. So, with that being the case, they need people to manage that data, to analyze that data, so that they can then make business decisions to to affect their bottom line. Now, and an Oracle business intelligence analyst, I mean, it has, there's over 3,000. There's over 3,000 listings for jobs just for an Oracle business intelligence analyst. Do you understand? And so getting a certification that would allow you to be proficient in handling data regarding a corporation without having the massive amount of debt could end up being to your advantage. Because what's happening is that, let's say you come out of high school, you get your certification, you start to work for a corporation, and by year 4, you're a seasoned employee working for a corporation. You've been making money. You've got your 401k. You've got some company stock. The list goes on. Now, however, the college student, on the other hand, has signed up for a massive amount of debt. And, of course, in college, you're required to take a lot of courses that have no bearing or relevance to your actual major. It's kind of funny how that works, isn't it? But that's the way the system is currently configured. It's currently constructed so that, you're taking a lot of different classes that may not even have anything to do with the actual major that you're there for. So a lot of people who are starting to, I'll say they're using their mental faculties to try to make better decisions, are choosing to go with certifications rather than sign up for this student loan debt that is massive in many cases. And as we said earlier, when you look at the data, you look at the bubble, 33% of all the people holding loans are currently in default. I mean, can you imagine that? 1/3. That's a huge amount of people. Because when you look at the case of, say, a bachelor's degree, and there was a study done by the Idaho Department of Labor, and they found that a bachelor's degree in the United States, the average cost is $127,000. Yeah. No, didn't stutter. Yeah. That's the average cost according to research. And again, this information is listed on the Club 100 page because we like to back up what we say here. And we challenge you to always, anything that you hear on this show, make sure you research it. Do your due diligence and make sure that what we're saying is the absolute truth. And so what's happening is a bachelor's degree with an average cost of $127,000. And, I mean, that to me is somewhat outrageous in itself. Now, according to that study, over 20% of students with loans owe more than $50,000. That's right. Yeah, they're over $50,000, 20% of them. And then 5.6% of students have more than $100,000 in student loan debt. Yeah, and so here you go. You got your diploma in hand, headed out to the job market to start your life, and you got a millstone hanging around your neck to the tune of $50,000. Wow, it's incredible. So what we're trying to do tonight is we're trying to open up dialogue and discussion, and we posted information, as I said, on the Club 100 page. We hope that if you have a student who's currently getting ready to make that decision, because it's that time of year, it's prom time, and people are looking at their futures and getting ready to go off to school. Well, it is time to start making those decisions, and we hope that the information that we've provided on the Club 100 radio page will be of use to you, because there's a tremendous amount of information there to show you that you have some other options other than signing on the dotted line and creating a massive amount of debt for your student, your loved one, the person that you hope will be successful in this life. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap up the show tonight. And again, we have the information there available on the Club 100 page. We hope that you will go over, take a look at that information, and that you can certainly contact us if you'd like. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you have or discuss any issues that you have with the information that we brought to you tonight. And again, I am Ed Wes Stiger. I am your host. I am the director of Stiger Youth Development Group and Texas Superstar Youth Sports. And we are a nonprofit organization. And we exist our mission is to help young people to reach their full potential. We have a program called YASEC, the Youth Academic Skills Empowerment Challenge, that we are offering, or that we're hoping to offer this coming fall to youth football organizations, because we want to create competitive spirit toward academics among youth football players, starting here in the DFW Metroplex, and we want it to spread throughout Texas and throughout the nation. But please go to our Facebook page, Stiger Youth Development Group, also Texas Superstar Youth Sports Group. We've got information there regarding the YASEC program, but we need your help because we're a nonprofit. We're 501c3, so your donations are tax deductible, but we need your help to get the state-of-the-art website up and going and to market this particular program so that we can help young people become the best that they can be. We've got a lot of great football players here in Texas, starting out with the youth leagues. So why can't we also take an academic model, attach it to the current football schedule, and then create student athletes that will have a better chance of earning that college scholarship? Because the only thing, I'm going to be truthful with you, the only thing that's going to make your college education worthwhile is if you can get it for free, or if you can get it at a low discount. Because if you come out of school with the massive loans and debt, that, my friend, is not the way to go. So go over to Club 100 page and read the information regarding certifications, and perhaps your particular student or a loved one, or yourself in this case, may want to opt out to do vocational training or get a certification and go to work as soon as possible and not end up in the cycle that so many are in right now with massive student loan debts. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. This is 100radiolive.com. I'm your host, Ed Wes Stiger. This was the Club 100 show, and we'll be back here next week with another topic. Thank you for listening. God bless.